In the wake of the 1989 National Review, the prescribed natural fire programs at several national parks, as well as a few national forest wilderness areas, started to return. But in many areas across this country, naturally ignited fire use progress was slow to recover. In 1994, controversy was once again sparked, this time by Glacier National Park's lightning-ignited howling fire. During this year, when fires were especially active all across the West, people were skeptical over the park's willingness to manage this fire as a prescribed natural event. The media, as well as some local Forest Service managers, called for its suppression. But Dave Mihalik, the park superintendent, stood firm. After more than 6 weeks, the howling fire finally reached 2,200 acres before it was slowed by the mid-August rains. The early October snows ultimately extinguished this successful, naturally managed event. By heeding established policy, despite strong opposition and pressure from various focal fronts, Glacier National Park managers proved that natural prescribed fire could successfully occur, even when wildfire posed severe suppression problems elsewhere in the region and nation. That same year brought the harrowing and traumatic fire season in other parts of the country, when 34 of our country's wildland firefighters would die in the line of duty. On one afternoon, the 6th of July, Colorado's South Canyon Fire, ignited by lightning in a Bureau of Land Management fire exclusion zone, took the lives of 14 firefighters. This tragic incident helped generate the historic Comprehensive Review and 1995 update of the Federal Wildland Fire Policy. This revised national policy reiterated that the first priority of all federal wildland fire programs is firefighter and public safety. This updated policy also reviewed wildland fire as an essential ecological process and agent of natural change that had to be incorporated into planning. Fire management plans were required for every federally administered area that had vegetation that could burn. In addition, risk management became an imperative foundation for all fire management. Also required under this new federal policy, fire management programs had to be economically feasible, be based on the best available science, and incorporate environmental quality and public health considerations. Cooperation with other governmental and non-governmental entities was also deemed essential. Overall, under the mandate of this new 1995 Federal Wildland Fire Policy, the federal system changed from looking at the origin of a fire to looking at the fire's objective as the basis for decision-making. In 1998, the federal agencies convened a task group headed by two national fire use leaders, Dave Bunnell of the U.S. Forest Service and Dr. Tom Zimmerman of the National Park Service. Part of Bunnell's and Zimmerman's charge was to craft an implementation procedures reference guide designed to move policies into actions. Their subsequent Wildland Fire Use Implementation Procedure Reference Guide clarified and standardized terminology. Even more importantly, it provided natural fire practitioners from all wildland fire agencies a long-needed common template. Bunnell and Zimmerman were the first to define wildland fire use. This new term for naturally ignited managed fire would soon replace what had previously been called prescribed natural fires. By the end of the 1990s, the new federal wildland fire policy had successfully reinvigorated wildland fire use programs. Managers now had the support that they needed to enable their wildland fire use programs to continue to grow and mature. Finally, A truly national systematic approach had developed among all federal wildland agencies. In addition, organized fire use management teams and specially trained fire use modules were now operating. Standardized fire qualifications had also been developed, and long-duration fire prediction tools were being better honed. There's no question that as this country entered the new century, its naturally ignited fire future was looking brighter than ever before. But once again, a dark cloud was fast approaching. There was still even more to be learned.